It's your boy Nextstop Sirchcity.
Yo, what's up? Oh my gosh. What did you just knock over? What's up, everybody? It's your girl Neda with her
And
cat
welcome
Bart.
back. And our special guest Bart. Welcome back to another episode of the Food We Watch podcast. Yo, 3 in a row. We killing it.
Little things.
Little things, little things. As you all know, we review cooking shows, and we are currently in the process of reviewing season 4 of Next Level Chef. We are on episode 3. And we are with the professionals. This is the professionals' turn to figure out who's going to make that top 5 to enter the draft to join one of the chef's teams. As we know, the host of the shows is Gordon Ramsay. You have Chef Naisha and you have Blaze. So just to kick it off, yeah, the professionals. It was a high episode.
I
It
don't
wasn't
I don't
like
I don't like Iman.
off rip. Yeah, I don't have a problem with her. She's just direct. But she off rip told the boy, what's his name? Brandon.
Brandon.
She's like, move, yo. I got this already. This is where I'm gonna be at. Before we even started anything, she kicked this boy away from his stage. I don't know whose station you would call it, but she was like, nah, I'm cooking here. And
Yeah.
she proceeded to we'll go into it, but
And
Iman,
Ashley is annoying too. Too much. Too
I
much
have no problem. It's
personality.
energy.
No,
Energy.
it was
Nothing wrong with energy.
she was annoying.
Energy.
So
But
um
let's get into it. Um first
also
off,
sorry.
first off, what they had to do as far as the competition was pretty much kind of the same gist of what the other two groups had to do. But they had to create what was called a staff meal. Normally, if you cook in a kitchen, there's a lot of scraps that's leftover items that you don't use. So somebody will take it upon themselves to make a dish out of it for the kitchen, and you eat it. So
I
the
mean, who did it first? The slaves.
well, since we're going there, I don't know where that came from.
I mean, am I wrong? That's how we have soul food.
That is true. That
Scraps.
is true. Scraps. So
So,
they had to create a staff off rip. The pros did not like the basement.
but first of
They
all,
were.
we are on season 4. Like, what the heck do you think? Like,
You don't know until
this
you
is
get there,
nothing
though.
new. But this is
You
nothing
don't know,
new.
but you
But
don't
it's
know until
well,
you like are
whatever.
there.
Well,
Like
whatever.
I ain't gonna hold you. Some of them pots, I ain't never seen them like that. They were like bent up. I did not know it was to that extent. I know like dull knives but I was like, dang, y'all gotta cook with that? How do you stir? But it was funny. It was just funny seeing their reactions. Like, oh, I'm so used to cooking in a professional setting and yachts and stuff.
That
And
part.
they was like, this ain't
Okay.
it. Well, guess what? They had to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Um, Austin, he left his job to come on the show.
Yo, I don't know. Well, see, here's the thing about that. I don't know if I could leave my job, but the fact that he is a chef, you could kind of find another job. I work in a totally different profession. If I leave my job, I don't know what I'm coming back to at all. There's many things, but I don't know if I would go to that extreme. I don't know if I
I
have
don't
the
I don't have the means to be able to do that.
yeah, I wouldn't
Be
be able
honest
to.
with you. Yeah. And Ryan, he said he cooked for the Obamas.
Yeah, him and Blaze was having like a little pissing
Back and
contest, so to
forth.
speak.
Yeah.
He's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I heard you cook for Barack." He's like, "Oh, well, I cook for Michelle." Oh, I honestly I cook for Michelle and Barack, and they both told me that my food was banging. So you lose. I was like, really? We sitting here going back again about the Obamas.
Mm-hmm.
But Austin did he picked the he grabbed the cod head off rip. That joint was huge. That's what she said. And he was having trouble cutting that cod head apart, trying to get the cut it into slices, and then Blaze had to go get a mallet for him and show him how he had to be you know what's the word? Creative in the
Mm-hmm.
in the basement. Um
Also, Ema grabbed one of the worst proteins. They said
did she?
that's what they
I don't
said.
think she grabbed a bad protein. I think she chose to cook it the worst way possible, which was a poach. I don't she because she grabbed tuna and she was making a tuna tostada. And at first Blaze was like, okay. But then she was like, I'm going to poach it. And they was like, I don't know if you should do that with tuna. I've never heard of poached tuna.
Me either, but I have more comments
Poached
about her later.
poached egg. I know you do. Poached egg and poached lobster, yes. Poached tuna, no. Now, Patrice
Yes.
is the 18-year-old who's been cooking,
Youngest, youngest,
youngest in the competition ever
and
in history of
ever.
in the
Mm-hmm.
history of Next Level Chef. She's been cooking in a kitchen, her mom's restaurant, since she was 13.
Yep.
She was all 18-year-old in her mind because she decided she was gonna make. She grabbed the beef strips, I believe. She grabbed curry, the katsu curry, and then hot flaming Cheetos. I was like, yeah, I could tell your age. Cause ain't
Mm-hmm.
no way in hell I'm cooking with no hot Cheetos. I'm sorry. I don't well, I have, but it's not it wasn't for me.
Yeah. And Brandon is 6'6".
Brandon is 6'6" from Chicago. Jordan S. They were referring him to.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little nervous for Brandon only because there's the 6'6". There's not a lot of tall people that be in these competitions, and he looked more like an athlete. So I was like, until I found out he went to culinary school, I was like, okay, representing. We're going to see if he did his thing tonight on that episode. But shout out Brandon from Chicago. He got the
Mm-hmm.
chicken strips or the chicken scraps.
Yep.
Um, Now your favorite contestant, Ashley. Ashley, she grabbed fried what was it? The ribs. Was that this one?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna
Who's
hold you.
that? Who's
I've never thought of frying my ribs, but yeah.
Well, you
She
definitely don't want to do it in 20 minutes. Just
especially in
saying.
20 minutes, because ribs can get real tough real quick. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's why when even on the grill, the best way to cook ribs or grill ribs is for low and slow, 250, and let that thing cook for a few hours. I don't know if I would have fried that thing. But she wanted to do Southern because she's from Atlanta. So we're going to see if that works out for her.
Mm-hmm.
That was your favorite contestant. She's also a private chef. Just wanted to throw that out there. The one that annoyed me the most was Brennan. Brennan, I don't know why. He just annoyed me.
Well, I got a comment about him a little later, so
But Brennan was a, he was a little all over the place, but he was decided he was gonna do like a hamburger taco. Never had that.
mm-mm.
Um
Might
Ash,
gotta put that
go
in the
ahead.
might have to try that.
You might have to try it. Yeah. Then we had Ash. Ash is doing she did a like a breaded fried tomato thingy. Ash is a little out there. She's a little eccentric.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little one with herself. Then we had
However you
I'm
want to interpret that.
I'm towards the bottom. Ashley, she was starting to struggle. Never made the ribs in 20 minutes, and she was all over the kitchen. Couldn't find mitts so she could take
No,
her meat out.
she was a
It
drama
was
queen.
it
She
was
was a drama queen.
I don't think she was a drama queen. I just think she was
She
extra.
yeah, well,
Why I don't know why she annoys you so much, huh?
because she's just doing too much.
She was kind of doing a lot.
Yes.
Um, she didn't even start plating it. It was like freaking a minute left, and she's like, "I don't even have anything on the plate." I'm like, "Okay, professional, starting off strong."
All right. So, who made what
All right, so
and
Patrice,
how?
Patrice, she made Beatrice is a unique name to have in 2025.
I
I'm just throwing
know.
that out there.
I know it is.
Uh,
It's like one of
she
them old
made
school
the
names.
for real. She made the Cheeto crusted katsu curry. They liked the way that she thought outside of the box. They thought it was creative and it was delicious. We have Ash. She made the hoisin glazed beef strips with the fried tomatoes. The beef strips were delicious. Hard to believe that it came from scraps off of a platform. Ryan made the lamb bolognese. The lamb was delicious, seasoned beautifully, and it was fragrant. Our dear friend Iman made the tuna scrapped tacos. Poached made it too fishy. The pickle was the most successful thing on the plate.
Mm.
Mm. Brandon made the roasted chicken Wait, what? He made the roasted chicken with the cheesy polenta. They love his boldness and the colors. Love that he turned the scraps into a menu dish. My homie Brandon. Then we have Ashley, who did the crispy pork ribs with the spicy cream sauce. First of all, she almost killed Gordon. Gordon could not stop coughing.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
said it was extra dry,
Mhm.
needed time for it to tenderize. So it wasn't really the best of moves. We had Brennan, who made the broken hamburger taco, seasoned beautifully, very, very spot on, and it definitely a staff meal. Then we rounded off with Austin. Austin made the Indonesia cod head curry. It was absolutely delicious. And I think Blaze was the one who said he would put it on his menu.
So, who
Yeah.
ended up getting eliminated?
Well, the first three people who made it to the medium or mid level was Austin, Ashley, and Brandon. Rounding out the bottom three was Ryan, Brennan, and Patrice, which left us with our two favorite contestants, Iman and Ashley. Now, before I announce who won, who lost, who do you before you wrote it down and found out who it was, who did you think lost that round?
I mean, it could have been either one, but I have comp. You see, I'm really like quiet right now because I have a lot to say later.
Oh, it's about to be crazy.
I don't want to give it up, but I have opinions. I'm
All
just
right,
going to
well, and
say Iman, she skated this one.
yeah, I ain't gonna
And
hold you.
I'm just wait until we talk about the middle floor. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Ashley was the one who was sent home first. I mean, I thought she was deservingly so. Nothing against her personally, but a dry fried rib, if that's what we coming with, I don't know how
And
you
burnt
come back from that.
potatoes.
And burnt potatoes. But here's the crazy part: both chefs. I might be starting something, but why both chefs from Atlanta got voted off? Last week it was Ruma. He's from Atlanta. I think he was firstly voted off. Now another AT alien and Ashley got voted off. But
I mean, just because they're from ATL, what is that supposed to
supposed
mean?
to have that good. They supposed to be known for some good food. That's all I'm saying. What's up?
I
What
mean,
they should do is pick more people from Philly. I'm just saying, people
you
could cook
know.
up here. But
Now, before we move on,
uh-oh.
I have some viewer comments. And
Oh.
I found this comment on Reddit from Marvel Knight. Marvel Knight said Iman's behavior in the basement was frankly gross. The way she talked to Brandon was so rude and uncalled for. I wish someone had pulled her up. I wish someone had pulled her up. Is she going to behave like this with her teammates? And what if Brandon's on the same team as her? Also, I wish they didn't make it so obvious that Richard's going to win this year. That was a comment from Marvel Knight on Reddit.
Not going to sit here and lie. They are pushing for Richard to win this year. That's all they really talking about is Richard needing a win.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
um,
I'll come with more viewer comments later on, but that was one that really stood out to me. Now
yeah,
we're heading towards the middle floor, and let me tell you something right off rip. Brennan, with your trife life self, why would you make such a cringing comment? You know how when they
that
stand
was this
about
level.
you know how when they stand about to run for their ingredients, well,
Mm-hmm.
he was standing right behind Ash, and he was like, am I the only one who's getting turned on right now?
That was weird.
Disgusting. And you have Ash standing right in front of you. That was gross. Like, you freaking idiot. Trife life.
Yeah, I got that right there. I was just like, what? And then Patrice was like, no.
Yeah.
That was a moment. But yes, he definitely said those cringy words. I was shocked. I'm sitting here like, I'm surprised they didn't even edit that out for National
And
TV. Like, why?
did you
But
see Naisha and Gordon's face?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
Very
No, no, no,
inappropriate.
no, 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 no. I'm sorry. Gordon and Blaze.
Blaze, because Naisha was
They
on this
looked at it,
level.
yeah. They looked at each other
All right.
like
Well,
you really
wait.
said that out loud. Okay.
Yeah. Now this level, what they had to do is they had to create a high end daily special. Um, Again, Brennan with his antics before they even started. So they race to the platform. Iman is one of the first to get there. She almost grabbed the tri-tip steak, but she settles for the mussels and gets. And then Brendan comes along and grabs the tri-tip steak. Now, anybody knows anything about a tri-tip steak, depending on how it's cut, it is a thicker cut of steak. So I would have avoided that as much as possible. 20 minutes is not a lot of time to get a tri-tip cook, and you got to maneuver with that. So hopefully Brennan can pull through with his dish.
Ryan
Okay,
has
I just
some
want to make
pretty
sure because I know you
oh,
got some things to say
oh
this
sorry.
middle, so I'm not trying to speed past anything. I just want
No,
to
no,
make sure
you're
we get
fine. No,
all
no,
right. So
you're
then
fine.
we have Ashley. She grabs the chicken thighs, she grabs the basil and shallots and red wine, and she was like, I don't really know what to do with this. And I'm like, that actually isn't a bad grab. You actually have something that could be a cohesive dish, like if you really know how to maneuver with the red wine. Um, Blaze and I think it was Gordon. They loved Ryan's knife skills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they were like, "Yo, he's one of the ones. He's one of the top ones they were looking at. He grabbed the trout, and he automatically um, said he was going to sear it with the skin down, the way you're supposed to.
That
Unlike some
was a jab
people
from
from
last week.
Brooklyn,
Well,
but
that's
no,
why he
Naisha
got on
seems
the
to
show.
exactly. Naisha seems to like him. She said he liked his swag. I guess Ryan is from Boston, I believe, Boston, Massachusetts. Confident. He the one
Mm-hmm.
from Boston?
Yes.
I'm out to okay. So he was
Yes.
very confident in his cooking skills. He started in the kitchen, or well, um, he started cooking to stay out of trouble. He's from
Mm-hmm.
Boston. He used to get in a lot of trouble, and cooking helped save his life. Now he has a little baby and a girlfriend, and he's trying to do the whole daddy be doing his thing stuff. So good job for Brandon or Ryan changing the way his life is and getting out of that bad
Oh
situation.
dang. I had that on my top floor.
No,
Wait, Ryan got.
because he was talking to Naisha.
I thought I had that written down.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then we go over to Neda's favorite contestant, Iman.
Mm.
She's making a couscous. And come to find out, she was like a MMA fighter, and she's
Mhm.
from New York. And she has
Mhm.
that New York energy that, hey, I don't take no crap from nobody. I don't care. She's only cooked in Michelin star restaurants. So we're going to see if she had a Michelin
I'm
star
starting to
night.
question. Yeah, I'm starting to question that. We might
And
have
then we
different
have,
different definitions of Michelin star, but okay.
hey, I don't judge. I don't judge a
Well, based
resume.
off of
Not up to
this
me.
episode,
Yeah,
I
that's
am
yeah.
judging. But go ahead.
So then we have Patrice. I'm just calling it out. Patrice is making meatballs, but later on
Did you say
we're gonna
Patrice
see
or Beatrice?
Be
Beatrice.
is Beatrice. Beatrice
Beatrice.
is making meatballs, but we're gonna see how
Oof.
those meatballs come out. That was a little
well,
salty.
well, let's just say she made the rookie mistake of touching the pan with her bare hand and burnt herself. And the reaction, like she ended up spilling the meatballs on the floor. So
Yeah,
that's what happened.
yeah,
She was
and
like
we're gonna
rookie
get.
mistake.
I do have some words for this turnout for this level because I was highly
Okay.
confused. But then we have Austin. Austin is doing he grabbed prawns, which I love, and he was doing like a Spanish dish or take on the prawns. Brandon, he wants to be the Black Gordon Ramsay, and I'm like, just be the Black you. Let's be the Black Brandon. Nobody. Here's my thing. Nobody's gonna be Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is
No.
just out of here. He is the
He's been
Tom
around for
Brady.
so
He's
long.
Tom Brady. He's the Tom Brady of the cooking
Yeah.
world. You're
Yeah.
not.
You're not. You should
But
have
just
started earlier. Sorry,
let's just
bro.
focus on being the best Brandon here. We need
Yeah,
to
yeah. Be the
don't
Brandon of
yeah, be the
the
best Brandon.
cooking world. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Brennan cooks on yachts for celebrities.
Why? Why?
But let's see how
That's
that worked
funny.
out for him. Brennan.
Yeah. Now Brennan, again, he's cooking the tri-tip steak. Didn't even realize he didn't even turn the pan on. He just had the steak sitting in the pan, wasn't even hot.
But
Like
you cook on yachts for celebrities.
I don't think this competition was built for Brennan just for the time constraints. I think he's
No,
used to
because
taking
he
his time on the yacht.
no, he was too busy getting turned on.
Yeah. And there was no baby oil around, so I don't know why he decided to get turned on. But anyway, then we have Ash. Ash is making a chicken dish. She did not know what the heck she was doing. She's like, I'm making something that's like Italian Chinese.
Italian Chinese dish. And in the words of Ramsey, he was like, there's fusion and then there's confusion.
Confusion.
And confusion was definitely written all over her face. It screamed, girl, girl, you're in
Yeah.
trouble.
I'm
You're
not
in
gonna lie.
trouble.
When Italian Chinese does not even sound like something I want to fuse in the least bit. That does not sound
Ooh.
fusible. We're
Mm.
gonna see how her dish came out. And again, Beatrice dropped her meatballs. But she was confident though. She dropped her meatballs. She didn't freak out. She got right back
Mhm.
up and just
Mhm.
tried to come up with another dish. Um,
Mhm.
5 minutes into the cook, and 5 minutes left for this round, and Brennan's steak is still raw.
Well,
Not
because
surprised, no
he
surprise
didn't
there.
cook it for like 15 minutes.
Exactly. And again, Ash just as the more we go, Ash was just putting things in pots and pans.
First of
She
all,
was
first of all, did Ash say that her plate was beautiful? Because what I saw looked like goop on a plate. I don't know
Yeah,
what we were looking at, but no, no,
yeah, it wasn't it.
delusion.
But yeah, very well. She's about to hit reality because this is what the judges got to see. So Brennan, he actually kinda pulled it off a little bit, but he made the tri-tip steak with the sweet potato cake and a cheese twill. Steak was a little undercooked. He had a good sounding dish, but poorly executed. Ash didn't even have a
Like you
name
cook
for
for
her dish.
celebrities.
Ash didn't even have a name for her dish. It was literally called the Italian and Chinese inspired noodles. Like what? The chicken was just cooked. Like literally, he said it like just meets the line of being cooked. And he didn't even cook the alcohol out of the red wine. It worked nowhere near where it was supposed to be. It was nothing. Um, Brandon made the seared pork tenderloin with the parsnip puree. The puree was a tad bit salty, but the tenderloin was delicious. Austin had the Spanish shrimp with the pepper puree, and the shrimp was delicious. It was smart to leave the head on because it had so much flavor, so much juice. Ryan did the pan seared trout with the succotash and chive puree. Ryan made a restaurant dish. The trout was deliciously cooked and the puree was wonderful. Our dear friend Iman made the Spanish style mussels over couscous. It was visually stunning. That's what the judges said. But the couscous soaked up all the broth. Not sure about the combination choice.
But
We
she's
have
Michelin star.
we have Beatrice who made a pasta and ground beef noodle thing with arugula spread all over the place. Uh, they didn't even know. Gordon literally said it. I'm not sure if this was actually a dish. This is something you would see in a basement. Austin. Oh no, and that's it. So,
Can I just say this?
mm-hmm.
As a whole, it seemed like they downgraded being on the level floor versus them being in the basement. And Iman, I don't see her making it far in the competition if she makes it because they're not impressed by her. I'm not impressed by her. So far, she is skating through. Just saying.
Yeah. Now
Like,
here's now. And
mm,
I was highly confused about this choice. So the people that made it to the mid level was Austin and Ryan, which made perfect sense.
mm-hmm,
Here's where I get confused. Iman, Brandon, and Beatrice
mm-hmm.
also make it to the mid level, which left Ash and Brennan. I'm confused because I get that his steak was a little cooked, but Gordon literally said, Beatrice didn't even make a dish. They didn't give it anything. So I'm confused. Now,
Why?
Ash loses this, which I am 100% in agreement with.
But
I was confused when
yeah,
he said Iman and Beatrice. I said Beatrice. She just cooked some ground meat and put it over the noodles. She didn't do anything. I that's
so
just
I
me.
so I have another comment from another viewer for Micah Dinette 33 said Austin, Ryan, and Brandon are the top contenders to me. They also like Beatrice. Iman has to go.
Mm.
Too aggressive and annoying. I was bummed that Ash got the boot. I felt that Brennan food was not as elevated as the others.
I agree, but
So
Beatrice didn't make nothing.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't agree with that part.
I'm
I
not I'm
she
not
didn't do
arguing with
anything.
you. Yeah.
So
So
That's just my opinion. But
Um, all
on to the
right.
top. On to the top. Chefs have all the reign. They have to create a next level dish. You got to prove to Gordon and the rest of the crew why you supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Out the gate, Austin grabs the filet mignon. I'm like, okay, that's Gordon. Gordon bangs with the filet mignon. So now you gotta do your thing. Brennan grabs the tiger shrimp. I want some tiger shrimp. I've never had tiger shrimp. Them things were huge and looked delicious. I need some tiger shrimp in my life.
Is it?
Iman grabbed what was left, which was the venison, and was highly nervous because venison requires a long time to cook and you need to let it rest. She was not really happy about that choice. But then we have Austin. Again, he grabbed the filet mignon. He's going to make like a celery root puree. This guy's like, I got to do what I do because I have a celery root tattooed on my arm. Why do you have celery root tattooed on yourself? It's very, very different. Beatrice grabbed a good cut. She grabbed a duck breast and some cherries. So Gordon was happy with her decision, and she was weirdly happy that Gordon cursed her out a little bit.
That was on her bucket list.
I was
Okay.
like, okay, you want to get cursed out by Gordon? Go to Hell's Kitchen and get that kind of cursed out. Guaranteed you would not enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan grabbed the veal chop. Um, oh, you know what? You want to know what? You right. Level two or mid level, you should have talked about Ryan's swag. You are
Mm-hmm.
right. They went into his story at the top level because I have
Uh-huh.
that written down here.
It's cool.
But you were right.
Uh,
Brandon grabs the halibut and he's just talking about he's going to do like an Asian inspired dish. Thought that was very smart. And then Brennan started falling behind. He had to switch up the way he was going to do his dish. He looked the most frazzled this level.
Wait, real quick. I'm sorry. Did you talk about Iman?
About her venison,
Yeah, she forgot to grab a sauce.
she did forget to grab a sauce because who was it? Gordon was like, "What kind of sauce are you making?" She's like,
And
"Somebody else
yet
did that last week."
and yet she's a Michelin star chef.
You
Okay.
just had to throw.
Everyone knows you're supposed to have a sauce with that type of meat. But okay.
But
Continue.
all in all, we did have one instance where with Iman, 5 minutes to go, her venison was still raw. She was highly nervous, didn't have a sauce. She did not know what she was going to do. She didn't even start plating. We were coming down to like the countdown, and she's like, I don't even have anything on my plate. So we're going to see if she did enough to get to the top five.
Uh-huh.
Ryan created or made a veal chop with carrot puree and the morel mushrooms, even though I didn't see mushrooms. He did an incredible sauce. The cook on the veal was expert level.
Mm.
Austin did the filet mignon with the celery root puree. The cook
Listen,
was spot on.
listen,
Beyond
listen,
Michelin star
listen.
quality.
Okay, okay, okay. From Gordon V. Ramsay. Okay. I've never, what a compliment.
Yeah.
What a compliment. I'm just saying. Good job,
Yeah.
Austin.
Definitely probably the best compliment of the night.
Beyond,
Beatrice, yeah, he
beyond
said beyond.
Michelin star.
Yeah. Definitely probably a number one pick. Um, Beatrice made the duck breast with the cherry reduction. It was visually stunning and cooked beautifully. Our dear friend Iman did the pan roasted Venice with glazed
No sauce.
carrots with no sauce. Then that's what they said. It was cooked beautifully, but it was a shame that they had no sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon did the marinated slice of halibut with a fragrant broth. They said the broth was mysterious in a good way. it allowed the protein to shine. So they really liked his broth. Um, Brennan just did a tiger shrimp with some peas because he ran out of time. Protein was cooked very well. Peas were overcooked and greasy. Made no sense for the pairing. And all in all,
Brennan got the boot. So listen, I'm
dang.
gonna need this is what I need. This is what I try to figure out. Who be deeming these titles? Cause it's apparent to me that Iman, like, you're not a Michelin star chef. I'm sorry. You're not. It's showing. Did you give that title to yourself? Cause it's not showing. Just because
I
you
mean,
work
well,
in
she
a
said she worked
restaurant.
in the Michelin star. She cooked in Michelin star,
Okay,
multiple,
well,
several.
okay.
So,
Okay. Are we sure they were Michelin star? Okay.
mm.
All right. Okay. Just
but
a question.
look, all in all, I'm not gonna lie. And you said this before. I don't know if you said it on here or in our conversations. It seems like the pro days be the lackluster. Like it's not like you would think they would be like over the top, like crazy dishes. Three people to me stood out, and it was Brandon, Ryan, and Austin.
In Austin. That's it.
Like
That's
everybody
it.
else was just like was just there, in my opinion.
It's so funny you said that because there was a comment made. Um, Mo Chicka Meow Meow. Oh, that name is hilarious. Said, almost none of these people even worked in restaurants. I feel like cooking for a private family or a yoga retreat isn't the kind of professional chef this show usually goes for.
Yeah. I don't know if they was just reaching or they didn't get a lot of
That's why I'm like, how are we classifying professional? Because I only, like you said, I only seen three people. Like, just because you work in a restaurant doesn't mean you're good. I'm just saying.
but does that still consider you a professional chef?
Or are you a restaurant cook?
But we gonna find out because right now we are now done with the audition portion. Or next week we're going to be moving into the draft. And the way things is going, I saw the previews and I'm like, Blaze is doing something he not supposed to be doing.
It's
I
just,
don't know what's
it
going to happen.
already seemed like it's all over the place. I don't know. But I have some questions.
Let's get to it.
All right, let's see. Number one, professionalism in competitive settings. What are the implications of making offhand remarks in a professional environment, and how can they affect the team's dynamic, in your opinion?
In my opinion, that was a long question.
Question. Okay.
So can you repeat that question?
What what are the implications of making offhand remarks in a professional environment?
Are you speaking in regards to what Brandon said about the I'm turned on? Yeah, so that can, first of all, offhand remarks, you know your audience. If this is like a team that you've been with for years and you know the people, you know the players in the game, and you know that they are cool with how you talk and like that's all well and good. You don't know these people. Number one, you could come off as a pedophile. You just don't you. In my opinion, if this is a new team, just be professional. Jokes
But
are out the window until I learn the person.
here's also the thing. Know what type of TV show you're on.
That too. Just know your everything. Know your
This is
surroundings.
not the platform.
Yeah.
Not the platform. Um, Judging criteria. What balance should judges strike between a contestant's passion and their technical execution when making elimination decisions?
50-50. Execution is 50% and passion is 50%. That's it, straight
Hmm.
down the line. Now, they did make a weird decision. They made a, to me, 70-30 decision off Beatrice when she didn't provide any food other than some noodles and some cooked
So,
beef. I
Right. So Beatrice on a second level should
I
have left instead of Ash, and then maybe Ash could have redeemed herself on the top level. But at least Ash made a dish versus
that's what I'm
Beatrice.
saying. Like Beatrice just do something. I mean, I get it that she, she never gave up her fight, but mm, she didn't make anything. I can literally go upstairs and do that right now in like 5 minutes. I can easily put some ground meat in the pan and throw some noodles on and give it to you. That to me was unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Well, guys, there you have it.
So,
Episode 3 on
yep.
season 4 of Next Level Chef.
But look,
And
guys, let us
next
know
week
in the comments when you
looks like
watch
it's
this.
going to
Let us
be a
know in the
mess.
comments how do you feel about the comments that Brennan made before they ran off to the platform? The comments were, "Am I the only one turned on?" Do you think that was okay to say, surrounded by women that you don't know?
On
Two, go ahead.
mm, just on Next Level Chef, period.
Yeah,
I don't
and
even care if
then
he was. Oh, okay.
are you guys okay with Gordon, Naisha, and Blaze giving Beatrice the pass on the second level, even though we know, as Gordon said, I don't even know if I can consider this a dish.
Yeah, like
Are
don't be
are we doing
showing
this for
favor.
optics?
Don't be showing. I don't care if she's 18. She still has a lot to learn.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. But that's what
Sorry.
we
And
want to know.
again, just because you work in a restaurant for X amount of years doesn't mean that you have the skill set. Are you always trying to elevate yourself? That means absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Like you said, like always trying to when I think of like professional chefs, like you're supposed to be above like the average cook. And only I guess Brandon, but I mean, honestly, only two really stood out, and that was Ryan and Austin to me.
I mean, Brandon had they gave him he didn't
No,
have a
yeah,
bad dish,
but you know,
but yeah, Ryan and Austin is they running away with it.
just
Um,
saying. And it takes me
they
back
going
to
number one and two.
What Arniv, like
Arnav.
Arnav, like he cooks for his college
Yeah, so wouldn't
people.
that be like a
So
professional?
wouldn't you throw that in as a professional? And he didn't have a bad dish, but y'all considered him a home cook. That's what I'm saying. Like, make it make sense because it's not making sense. Just saying.
Well, thank you guys for another episode of the Food We Watch podcast. We definitely had a lot to discuss today, and we probably will have even more to discuss next week. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday, the day before the Next Level Chef new episode airs, so you can get our take on the previous episode. Make sure you drop comments to let us know how we're doing and if you like the show or not. We really don't care. We just want you to say something because y'all don't be saying nothing. But I know y'all be watching because I'll be seeing people watching. But before we get out of here, Neda, where can they find you at?
You can find me on nita.foodphoto on Instagram and Facebook and Threads, even though I don't really post on there, but I'm there. What about you?
Well, you guys know that you can find me at Search City on IG. It's Next Stop Search City on Facebook, on TikTok. But if you can't reach me over here, you can always see me. And you can always see Neda too sometimes on at normalzbchefn. Make sure you go there, sign up. It's on all platforms. You can see the latest recipes, the latest food that we be cooking over there. We got some new food coming up for the spring. So make sure you sign up. Make sure you follow us just so you can be ready to see the goodness that's coming out. The cookbook coming soon. I'm going to keep promoting that just so I can keep myself accountable to make sure this cookbook gets done. Cookbook is coming soon. So be on the lookout for that. And if you don't have time to watch our full episodes, you can always go to Facebook or TikTok and follow us at the Food We Watch Pod, where we will post some of the funniest, some of the most inspiring parts of the podcast. Be sure to follow everything that you just saw today. But before we go, I gotta let you know that good things come and good things go. Life is like a box of chocolate that should be melting, guys.